8 reasons Fox needs to take the word news out of their name. I call it Fox so-called news. Really, they should go back to the name that originally Roger Ailes suggested when he was in the Nixon White House, GOP-TV. Right? I mean, it's just last night, Louise and I were. I got home after doing our TV show, and we're watching MSNBC, Chris Hayes' show, and they cut away to a live press conference with Sandra Bland's sister. And I thought, oh, this is interesting. Let's see who else is covering this, right? So I flipped to CNN, and CNN has cut away to Sandra Bland's sister. So I thought, will Fox cover this? No way. And sure enough, went to Fox News, and Fox was playing, I don't know, Tom Cotton talking about Iran, or it was something about Iran. It was, president that Kenyan. Anyhow, who's going to Kenya, by the way. It's going to make their heads explode at Fox News, I guarantee you. So, eight reasons why Fox should take news out of their name. They're fearmongers. This is Eric Bolling, for example, on the 5 on Fox.
Call me whatever you want, Islamophobic or whatever, but if 15 or 20% of the 1.6 billion Muslims in the world, or 15 or 20% of the 4 million Muslims in America can be radicalized, we're talking, I don't know, 50, 75,000 people in America who could be radicals, and somewhere around 300 million people who could be radicalized. Am I doing that? Yeah, 32 million people around the world could be radicalized. So if you focus your attention on them, aren't you more likely going to find the bad ones, the ones that are willing to radicalize and kill Americans? Is that profiling? Is that wrongly profiling?
Jeez. You know, all these people at Fox News, they all live in New York City. And there have been cases of Ebola that have come to New York City. So conceivably, everybody at Fox News could be infected with Ebola. Shall we quarantine them? Okay, here, they're racists. I mean, well, we'll get to that in a second. Okay, this is Sean Hannity. GOP-TV. This is actually an interesting one because Rupert Murdoch's Fox is promoting Trump, and Rupert Murdoch's Wall Street Journal is upset about Trump. Here's Sean Hannity.
Donald Trump is a direct result of a weak and timid and ineffective and visionless Republican Party.
Well, maybe we agree on something. Okay, Bill O'Reilly, again, defending Donald Trump. Here we go.
The media believe they must punish Mr. Trump for being disrespectful and not cowering before them. Plus, they don't like his politics, generally speaking. Press, a very powerful force in America, given special privilege by the Founding Fathers. And if the press deems someone unworthy, they will try to destroy that person. That's where Donald Trump finds himself today. Factor tip of the day. Unfortunately, the American media, although there are exceptions, are not looking out for you. They have an agenda, these people, and they often use that agenda in corrupt ways. You, as a media consumer, should walk away when you see that happen.
Pot meet kettle. Okay, Maria Bartiromo on global warming.
Yeah, but the other thing is, I mean, when you talk about what the president has to do next, I mean, he's got 18 months, and he could probably be more dangerous in these next 18 months.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
He just did a deal with Iran, and, you know, this, of course, is getting lots of criticism. Now he says he wants to target global warming.
Wants to target global warming? We can't have that. There are oil billionaires in this country who might be wounded. Their sensibilities might be offended. But, you know, one thing we could do is we could lower the taxes on those oil billionaires and instead raise the taxes on ordinary working people by a flat tax, as Steve Doocy literally applauds.
Explain this new flat tax system that would actually, you say, create the most fair tax program for all Americans in our history. Why is that?
That was, by the way, Rand Paul was in that segment. He was the one being applauded by Steve Doocy. Bill O'Reilly, rich guy Bill O'Reilly, government's taxing the rich people too much. Here he is.
Yes, there is a big gap between the very rich and the working class here. But how much more can a government take from the affluent without crashing the entire free market economy? That's the real question of campaign 2016.
Okay, and the answer is we know, from looking at the 40 years from 1940 until 1980, that the government can take at least 3 times as much as it's taking right now from the really rich people, and the country actually is better off. Here's Sean Hannity. John Kerry is like Chamberlain giving Hitler WMD. Anyhow, let him speak for himself. Here's Hannity.
This is the equivalent of giving Adolf Hitler, weapons of mass destruction. September 30th, 1938, peace in our time.
Right. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. The 47 traitors in the U.S. Senate, led by Tom Cotton, they're just, trying to make sure that Obama and Kerry don't do what Neville Chamberlain did. When Chamberlain said to Hitler, okay, you take Czechoslovakia for your Lebensraum, so you have your living space, and we'll have peace in our time. Right. The Iranians actually want this peace probably a whole hell of a lot more than we do. They are suffering under the sanctions, and the young people in Iran want to rejoin the world of nations. In fact, that was what Bonnie Saader ran on in 1980: free the hostages and start being a normal country. And he was elected with 79% of the vote.
This is the Thom Hartmann Program.
Anyhow, time for Fox to stop calling themselves Fox News. Just call themselves Fox. Fox Entertainment, Fox Opinion, but GOP-TV is really what it should be called.